This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love. Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, Your Worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder!
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So late yesterday, Cameron got a message from Sparrow, which is rare on a weekend, about what's been going on concerning Jon Favreau filming Mando and Grogu and the Gina Carano situation, and it's pretty interesting. First of all, they are definitely filming Mando and Grogu. But they're doing something where they're not filming certain scenes and waiting for the right time to do it, like next year. Okay, why? Well, directors and producers will schedule filming around a particular actor's schedule. So what we think is that John may be working around the scenes he wants Cara Dune to be in, and apparently he's been getting a little more aggressive in approaching Iger about bringing Gina back, considering that the federal judges, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals basically told Dan Petrocelli to go pound sand when they tried to get the judges to toss Gina's lawsuit. So it's going to Discovery. And unless Disney comes up and says, can we make a deal? And they do, and it's what Gina wants, there's going to be lots of humiliated former employees at Lucasfilm, including Kathleen Kennedy. A lot of people think she wants to take it to Kennedy, but I think I think Elon Musk may have talked to her about it. Elon probably said the worst thing for her is to see you walk back into Lucasfilm. So Jon Favreau. So he has gone and approached, it's a theory and it's speculated that he has gone to Bob Iger and just said, now that the case is going on and it's going to Discovery, perhaps we should make a deal and strike up a talk and get a settlement settled to bring Gina back. I mean, look, there's no reason for Disney not to do that. Okay. Now, does Iger want to stretch it out until Kennedy's gone? I don't know. There are other issues I think that could be at the forefront of Iger's mind. Does he, want to embarrass Kennedy? Well, I think Gina Carano showing up to film for a Star Wars show would be very embarrassing, in my opinion. But I don't know what he thinks. But I do think Jon Favreau's on the right track. We have to see where this is going, and we have to see what else happens. Now, the rumor is Kennedy's contract is up on Halloween night, on Halloween. Will they make an announcement then? I don't know. We've got about 10 days until that happens. So we just have to see. And the thing about it is, I think Iger really has to be worried about who may have to get up and testify and what Discovery would bring out. So I think he would be amenable, but there are issues out there that I didn't realize, and it has far-reaching impact on all across Hollywood. I mean, companies across the board. So let's talk more.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself. But go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel.
Rocket ship. I want $10 million a year for the rest of my life.
Let me get this straight. You think that your client, one of the wealthiest, most powerful men in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp with his bare hands? And your plan is to blackmail this person?
I will not be blackmailed by some ineffectual, privileged, effete, soft-penis debutante. You want to start a street fight with me, bring it on, but you're going to be surprised by how ugly it gets. You don't even know my real name. I'm the Lizard King.
So here's something that Kyle Olson, who is a subscriber to my channel and a subscriber to Cameron's Patreon, pointed out on Cameron's Patreon. That, yes, like the Chinese government, the CCP, there is a credit system for DEI, and they use it to score companies, and there's money involved. So if the company has a great DEI score, they get basically what was once considered free money, even though now in this economy it's really not free anymore. And Kyle used the example of InBev. Remember InBev when they had what's his face, Dylan, running around in a dressed up like Audrey Hepburn, making a complete jackass of himself, and how basically much money they lost by pissing off their customers. Okay, they basically got a bad credit score from the LGBTQ community. Okay, so when I look at Gina Carano and I look at what happened to her, if bringing her back causes the lunatics that work in production and everything, the ones that went on video 2 years ago making asses of themselves, and I still have those videos, by the way, to freak out, the social DEI credit score for Disney would fall, which, in my opinion, is stupid. You know, ultimately, the people that have to buy it, that are being asked to buy the product, are the ones who count, okay? And this is my question. What did these DEI credit scores and the people behind them with the money have to do with the firing of Gina Carano, with the creating of the Acolyte? To me, it looks like blackmail. If you don't do this inclusive stuff, which we don't care if it hurts the story, and it's inconsistent, if you don't do this, we will not give you your money. And Iger, looking at that money as something that he'd like to have, I could see him falling for the blackmail and so saying that's not a good business sense. And so, no, we're not going to do that. Here's the thing. I think we should look at this all in a different way. Who's behind these DEI credit scores? What groups are they? And then who is funding them? Okay. Does Kathleen Kennedy have anything to do with these groups? Okay. Is it, for her, is it just, a cachet socially? Or is it more than that? And again, because she was told several times that she wasn't going to get to make the Acolyte, yet they did. Where'd they get the money? Why was there fear about even talking about where they got the money? All right, I'm coming up with all sorts of, almost tinfoil hat conspiracies right now. But when you look at the rampant abuse of the fandom by these companies, they're not making any money doing this. InBev lost its ass. Target lost its ass. They realized that money that they were getting to forward this garbage isn't worth it, okay? So the question is, has Disney been blackmailed? Okay? I mean, look, when, they said they weren't going to be part of the assault on Florida's Parental Rights Act, then Bob Chapek had to do a 180, and of course we had to reimagine tomorrow. That could be what Iger's afraid of. But if you look at what happened to InBev in the Dylan Mulvaney catastrophe and the Bud Light catastrophe, I mean, one night, my husband and I were at the Giant picking up a couple bottles of wine there, and there was a guy with a 12-pack of Budweiser Light with this look on his face like, please don't ridicule or mock me. All right, there you go. So that was a BFD. And maybe the InBev thing was something that other companies looked at and said, we don't want to do that. I mean, Target lost billions. InBev, look at how far their shares fell. Then you got to look at John Deere deciding we won't celebrate Pride Month. Toyota has in fact backed off from that. And other companies as well. So the credit score is there, and I think it's been there since 2016. And I think it's run its course. Is the money that they were receiving worth getting and worth the bullshit. Because guess what? Guys, everybody look around. We counted as customers more than a small, pitiful group of wealthy people who want to shove disgusting shit down our kids' throats. Okay, we're the ones with the money. All right? So think about this. I don't think anybody in the fandom has thought about, what if these companies were blackmailed with money to put DEI shit in it. And it's not just LaToya Ravenel running around screaming that she feels uncomfortable now. It's like, what? You're really? And then you think of something really disgusting to say to her to piss her off. So this is the thing I want you guys to think about, because it's very interesting and it makes sense that Disney has been blackmailed, not just by the DEI credit score, but the people inside the company that were hired to satisfy the groups. Okay. And think about it. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.